Hi everyone, Chris King here with the My Gym operations team. Want to take a few minutes today to talk about enrollment conversions and just some tips that might help you with signing up some of your guests and converting those into paid members. As we've talked about in recent weeks, no longer is the enrollment conversation something that just takes place at the counter. It's a series of connections that you have throughout the class. So specific today, we're going to talk about an element that should exist in every single younger class that you do. After the circle time, there's one or two things that must happen, that the staff must go to the parent and use it as a form of connection. Two things are going to happen when you have a guest in a younger child class. They're either going to do great at the circle time or they're going to have some difficulties with it. Both of those things should be used as connections to foster a relationship with that parent during the class. So the first thing that should happen, if the child does not do well with the structure, it's a new thing, that parent could become embarrassed with the fact that their child's the only one not sitting at their circle doing the activities. With that said, we want to make it okay. We want to let them know that we understand, that we care, and that all the other children that come through this program do the same thing. They also need to know that the first couple of times, this room and the colors and the sounds are very overstimulating, and oftentimes the teachers are actually competing with the room. So if a child does not do well in your younger child circle times, this could be one of those connections that foster the registration process. You could go to them and you could say something to the fact of, you know, this is always what happens many times. A child comes into this environment, it's new for them, they want to play in the room, they haven't had their time to romp around. All the other children at the circle, most of them went through the same thing. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 weeks. We know that if you stick with it and you come to the free play times and you keep being positive and energetic and leading your child through the class, that it's only a matter of weeks that he's going to understand and he's going to really start to enjoy the structure. So if that conversation is had, what you're going to do is you're going to negate the fact that this parent could become embarrassed and just become lost in the class and even give up based on a 10 to 12 minute circle time at the beginning of class. You're going to kind of clear the air, let them know that everything's okay, and then you're going to set them up to enjoy the rest of the class, knowing that that we're nurturing and we care and that we actually understand. The second conversation would be the one that if that child came in and they did an excellent job during their first circle time. If that happens, then we want to go and we want to praise that parent. We'd like to say something like, wow, has Johnny ever done a program like this before? He was exceptional setting through circle time. And that can be very difficult for many of the children coming into the program that have never done this. So you want to praise the parent, let them know that the child did great. Give them that. And what it's going to do is it's going to help them develop a sense of pride in their child. The circle time is the most difficult part of the class. So if they do that, you're going to want to let them know that the rest of the class is going to be, you know, so easy for them to get, because circle time is the hardest part. So when we introduce the gymnastics and the adventures and all those different type of things, the child's really going to be able to come and enjoy those things. So those are just a few tips. We're always trying to look at ways to increase the enrollment, to increase our guest conversion ratio. So pass these on to your staff, use them when you can, but those are two things that should be happening without exception after every single circle time, depending on what happened. We look forward to sharing more ideas with you in the future, and we look forward to speaking to all you guys soon. Take care.